Top 10 countries for labor force quality coming up now. I'm Oliver and welcome back to the channel Ask Me Startup, where we talk about startups, small businesses and the world that surrounds them. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and pushing the notification bell so YouTube lets you know whenever we're uploading new content. If you're deep into startups, if you have a small business or if you plan to start a business, please feel free to download our free startup checklist, link in the description below. Alright, today's topic, the top 10 countries for labor force quality in Europe. Now, as a disclaimer, we have to acknowledge that labor force quality is defined by many parameters. And today we're looking at the secondary and the tertiary education levels, but also at vocational training and the availabilities of trainings to the workforce in general. So when you start a business, there are a lot of factors for success, but one of the more crucial ones for sure is the labor force quality, the pool of people that you can use to work with you for the success of your idea, your startup. Hence, you would like to know where would you get the potentially best labor force to work with you. At the end of this video, I will show a list of all European countries ranked from 1 to 30 on their quality of labor force. On rank number 10, Iceland. This Northern European country, this Northern European island, ranks 10th in our list of the best quality labor force. Roughly 27.6% of the population have a tertiary education and almost 58% have a secondary education. And its ranking on vocational training is number 10 within Europe. Place number 9, the United Kingdom. Now, the United Kingdom has an above average level of adults with a tertiary education of roughly 35%. Additionally, its level of people with at least an upper secondary education is 60% plus. Where it falls down is on the vocational training that is industry specific. Place number 8, Austria. This Central European country, with its uniqueness, and I did a video up here if you want to take a closer look, has a level of roughly 28% tertiary education, roughly 79% secondary education, and a pretty good vocational education. Here it actually ranks number 4 out of those 30 countries, meaning that it lacks its level due to its lack of tertiary education in the workforce. Place number 7, Sweden. This Northern European country, with its unique position between Norway and Finland and the Baltic Sea, actually has a level of 32.2% tertiary education and 74% secondary education. It is ranking number 9 on the vocational training. Place number 5. And place number 5 is split by 2 countries, Germany and the Netherlands. The Netherlands have a higher tertiary education with roughly 32.5%, whereas Germany only features roughly around 25%. But Germany has a higher level of secondary educated people, whereas the Netherlands face only roughly around 70% compared to the 83.2% of Germany. Interestingly, the vocational training is much better in the Netherlands than it is in Germany, where Netherlands rank number 2 and Germany number 6. That is interesting in that regard because Germany always makes a big deal about its vocational education and training availabilities, due to the fact that they have a very, very high industry network, specifically around the automotive sector and the industry sector. And we're getting close to the top 3, and here's country number 4, Norway. Now, Norway is also very unique in its kind because it's not part of the European Union. It's one of the most northern countries we have, with the most northern point geographically in Europe. It features a high tertiary educational workforce with roughly 36.4% and a secondary educational workforce which makes up roughly around 74%. But the vocational training, the training on the job, the training on specific industry required jobs is actually not on par with the rest of its education. That might be due to the fact that Norway features one of the highest paying salaries in all of Europe, in all of the world maybe. which actually favors tertiary and secondary education. Here we are already at the top 3, and the third best country for the labor force quality is Denmark. Now, this country north of Germany, in between Sweden and Germany, has a very good tertiary educational workforce of roughly 36%. Furthermore, the secondary education ranges around 77%, and the vocational training is on par with it as well. And here we are at place number 2, Finland. The last of the Scandinavian countries makes up rank number 2 in our ranking of the best quality workforce. And we can see that the level of tertiary education roughly ranges around 35%, which is quite high and among the highest that we've seen in Europe. Furthermore, 75.5% of the population feature at least an upper secondary education. They are also on par with the vocational training, and they have the highest availability of workforce that if you want to hire them is ready and fast available for you. And place number 1 goes to, of course, Switzerland. Now, Switzerland, this Central European country, attracts a lot of highly educated people from all over Europe. That, of course, results in the highest level of tertiary education that you can find within the whole of Europe, ranking at around 38.6% of the working population. Furthermore, over 80%, actually 85% almost of the population have an at least upper secondary education. And their vocational training is the best of the best that you can get. Some people say they invented it, which is most likely true. And they had to be invented because labor cost is expensive, wages are expensive here. Hence, you have to have the best trained people to pay for their salaries. All right, everybody. As promised, here's the list of the top 30 countries ranked for labor force quality. The list includes adults with tertiary education, adults with at least upper secondary education, staff and vocational training rank, as well as ease of finding skilled workers rank. All right, everybody. I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you enjoyed this ranking. If you plan to start a business, rethink everything. I'm looking forward to see you again. Just drop a comment down below. Smash the like button. Please remember to subscribe. And I see you next time.